The text discusses the techniques and strategies of honey trapping, which involves using seduction, charm, and online deception to extract sensitive information from targeted individuals. Private investigators and intelligence agencies use honey trapping as a tool for national security, but also engage in unethical and illegal behavior against targeted individuals. The role of community-based agents CBAs is highlighted, as they are used to target activists, whistleblowers, and dissidents using organized stalking, gaslighting, and surveillance. The text also describes the use of artificial superintelligence, supercomputers, and smart city technology to coordinate and direct organized stalking against targeted individuals in real time. The text emphasizes the deception, manipulation, and torture used against targeted individuals, and warns against accepting anything the system says as truth. Honey Trap Techniques and Strategies. Writing by Bryan 2. The seductor/seductress. In this classic rendition of honey trapping, a female operative is often deployed to establish a romantic or emotional connection with the target. The operative carefully cultivates a relationship, gradually gaining the targeted individual's trust and extracting valuable information over time. The charmer, a charismatic and charming operative, will use their social skills to infiltrate a targeted individual's social circle or professional network. This approach relies on building rapport and exploiting the targeted individual's desire for social validation. The cyber tempter/temptress. With the advent of the digital age, honey trapping has become part of dark online realm, especially through the dark web. Organized stalkers and government perpetrators will assume false online identities to engage with targeted individuals on social media platforms, dating apps, or through email correspondence. The goal is to extract sensitive information or lure the target into compromising situations to manipulate and deceive the targeted individual for the purposes of mapping out and reverse engineering the will, intellect, and emotion of victims. The corporate siren. In job-related environments, honey trapping is employed to generate insider threats, corporate espionage, or other unethical behavior. Operatives may be tasked with infiltrating a company's workforce to gather information on employees which can be used against them for blackmail, extortion, and other malicious activities. The espionage expert. Intelligence agencies utilize honey trapping as a tool for national security, but in reality it is a tool of entrapment using disinformation, lies, misinformation, half-truths, misdirection, street theater and cyber theater, indirection, misattribution, etc. Skilled operatives will engage targeted individuals in strategic seduction operations to obtain critical or important information from the victim. Privacy invasion, consent, and other harm to targeted individuals are part of honey traps. Private investigators don't adhere to any ethical guidelines to ensure that their actions remain within legal boundaries because they are trying to make a dollar and they know targeted individuals have no longer any human rights left. Consent to seduction is a principle which they care nothing about, and investigators will coerce or manipulate targeted individuals against their will to commit crimes or divulge sensitive information. Community-based agents are simply private investigators who keep their security clearance after retiring from the military, police, or government and are central figures in the art of honey trapping. The traits of professionalism, discretion, and ethical conduct means nothing to them because they know that when it comes to targeted individuals it doesn't matter, as such people have no legal rights because they have been stripped away by the government. Honey trapping is a practice that inherently carries great risks for targeted individuals. Private investigators have their illegal activities meticulously planned out daily by an artificial intelligence supercomputer, and those investigators follow the blueprint of that supercomputer, which evolves in real time based on the daily activities of the victim in their illegal covert operations against targeted individuals. These community-based agents also play a crucial role in post-operation debriefings and assessments, providing the government fusion centers with actionable insights and recommendations to be used against targeted individuals in the future. The art of honey trapping is a central facet of the operations of private investigators, community-based agents whose illegal and unethical behavior against targeted individuals is dictated and orchestrated daily by the artificial intelligence supercomputer. When it comes to targeted individuals, there are no rules or ethics, and private investigators know they can use honey trapping as a powerful tool to kill, set up and frame or mind hobble their victims. There is no defined line between seduction and ethics. Private investigators navigate a diabolical, dark, and insidious legal complex underworld to serve in the government's pursuit of the total destruction of targeted individuals. Community-based agents, CBAs, are the ones who control the organized stalking used against activists, dissidents, and whistleblowers. Intelligence agencies are targeting activists, whistleblowers, and dissidents, even real space groups, using community-based agents. CBAs are the persons responsible for the organized stalking, gaslighting, etc., used against targeted individuals, and which are almost always private military, government, retired law enforcement, and so on. People who have some degree of expertise in the area of surveillance and counter-surveillance. CBAs are used by the shadow government to target victims for training, research, and development in artificial superintelligence technologies. Try tracing them using their names back to the state register for private detectives, etc. Since 9/11, each private detective, security consultant, etc., has to register with each state registry they work in, even if temporary workers such as those under contract. Literally, overnight, several private detectives moved in right next to me, and I was able to identify them and trace them back to the state register to determine who they worked for, namely, Kevin Fusich, Inc. These private military, retired law enforcement, and so on have security clearances, and they keep those security clearances after they retire, and that allows them to double dip, collecting their pension while being paid under the table as a CBA to direct the paradigm of torture and assassination against targeted individuals. Using smart city technology, these community-based agents have access to an automated, active, and adaptive system of real-time exascale artificial superintelligence supercomputers which are coordinating, analyzing, predicting, enabling, and directing the paradigm of organized stalking against targeted individuals in real time, allowing CIA/DIA hive mind teams hiding behind and using law enforcement agencies to do their dirty work to utilize local police departments and their army of informants turned into provocateurs against the victim to predict and detect in advance the choice reference patterns of the targeted individual as those choices memories are forming in real time, enabling fusion centers and CBAs to take proactive measures to stay ahead of or counter in real time the targeted individual, and potentially prevent the mind control victim from defeating the RNM system technology. Artificial superintelligence supercomputers via a separate intranet are using a strategy called interconnection via the internet to exchange real-time data and information between community-based agents, police, and their army of informants/provocateurs as to the location and activities of the victim, achievable in real time because of the Internet of Things. The targeted individual's daily activities and other information is more effectively triaged, analyzed for actionable insights, and subsequently disseminated to the appropriate agencies and individual surveillance teams, organized stalkers, etc. in a useful time frame. This allows CBAs to take proactive measures to stay ahead of and evaluate any new incident patterns throughout the city as the targeted individual tries to function and survive. This allows the fusion centers to forecast the favorite hot spots of the targeted individual to proactively allocate resources and deploy personnel organized stalking, resulting in improved force effectiveness to neutralize the activist, dissident, and whistleblower in real time. Digital video tech around the world is growing, both in the private sector and the public sector. The RNM supercomputers use analytics on these digital video systems for real-time operations and can generate alerts in real time based on certain events concerning the victim, but also for use as a forensic tool against the victim, for example, stalking. Smart city technologies are utilizing a smart surveillance system SSS, which allows the R&M system to piggyback off law enforcement agencies and use digital video monitoring systems against the mind control victim, and that offering enables the end users, hive mind teams, surveillance teams, etc. to view, monitor, and digitally record the daily activities of the targeted individual while archiving it all over an IP network, allowing real-time access to critical information regarding the daily activities of the victim as the target moves around the city. Everything they do is a game of deception and manipulation, nothing more. Do not accept anything they say as truth, and do not acknowledge anything the system interrogates you about as truth. The system will take random bits of anything it captures through your senses and fabricate stories which they will use to harass and interrogate you with no intention other than to distract and torture you into submission to the system's influence.